Hey, good morning, everyone. This is for Photo 1, Photo 2, and Practicum students, everybody. Today, I said good morning. It is Friday, February 5th, the remote day, and so I'm going to go through this tutorial on how to do today's assignment, Advanced Editing Practice 2, which is using the Lasso tool. All right, so we're still practicing making selections and changing things that we select inside the photo instead of the entire photo. Let's get started with steps 1 and 2. Download the attached photos and open Pixlr E. So I have Pixlr E already open, and I need to just download the 4 attached photos. So I'm going to click here, my 3 dots, let's open them in a new window, and then download. There we go, that's 1. Okay, come back over, do this for all the others. Okay, and so there's 2. Same thing, open a new window. And download. Good. Let's come back over here. For 3. 3 dots. Open the new window. And download. And photo 4. Okay. And download. Okay, I've got 1, 3, 4. I don't see 2. So I'm going to double check on that. Let me go ahead and download it to make sure. So I got 1, 2, 3, and 4 all in my download tray. I can close these. Alright, back to the instructions. Once they're downloaded, I'm going to open them in Pixlr E. So you can actually open more than one image at a time. So I'm going to open and grab all 4 of these. Open, apply. It's going to think for just a moment. And you have to apply for each image, but it'll load them all 4. Here we go. So you can kind of see it's making little tabs right here. There's 2, 4, 3, and 1. All of the photos are there. You can rearrange this if you like, so or you should be able to. It's not that big of an issue because they're all labeled. So for right now, we won't waste time on that. Okay, let's go ahead and do photo 1. Alright, so step 3, use one of the Lasso tools to get an accurate selection of the box in photo 1 and make 2 more copies, or clones, and stack them on top of the original. Then you'll save it and attach your result. Alright, so here's my box. The Lasso tool is right here. It looks like a little rope, right, and a little cue or whatever. And it is one that's kind of a freehand sort of thing. I'll do this first. So I'm clicking and dragging. And you just kind of draw around things, but that's not really a great selection. Okay, and to finish out your selection with the Lasso tool, you have to double click or come all the way back around to where you first started. Okay, and that's kind of hard. So double clicking is usually what you have to do. And I'll undo that and undo that. So what we'll do is we're actually going to change the type of lasso to the polygon lasso. Originally, we were going to use the magnetic lasso, which is the most advanced, but it's currently not working on the website. I'll show you in Photoshop why that works better at a later point. Okay, but we're going to use the polygon lasso, and we're going to zoom in a little bit. I'm scrolling up on my mouse. You can also do Control+ to zoom in. Okay, and then I've got my slider right here to kind of see where I'm at. I'm going to select this. The polygon lasso allows you to draw straight lines, either large or small, and just kind of trace out things on the edge. Okay, so I'm going to click and drag here. There's one line. Let go. And click at that corner. I'm going to go here. Click at this corner. Come up to this corner. Click. Here. And click. It probably won't be perfect, but it's going to be a lot better than what we were doing yesterday in the first practice where we did kind of a general selection. So click there, and I click here, but I'm going to double click. Now I see my little dotted lines marching, right? And it looks like a pretty good selection right there. That's my box. And we can just copy and paste to make clones. So your shortcut, shortcut for that, Control-C and Control-V. Here we go. We're going to do Control-C and then Control-V. There is another box right there. Okay? And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move that box on top. I think I'll go ahead and make all my copies. So it said to make 2 copies, so I end up with 3 boxes, and I'm just going to stack them on top of each other. Okay, so I'm going to zoom out scroll down or hit Control minus. There we go. Here's my move tool. And I'm just going to take these, and you can see my 3 boxes. Just going to stack them on top of each other, just like this here. And I can move that a little bit if I wanted to, but we're just going for kind of a quick little stack job there. All right, so now I have 3 boxes, and that assignment is complete. Step 3, is complete. We'll save it. So File, Save. I'm going to call this one Stack. Okay, and hit Enter or Download. And there's Stack as a JPEG, going to be in my download tray. We can turn that one in when we're ready. On to step 4. Use one of the lasso tools to get an accurate selection of the flower petals in Photo 2. Then change the color of all the petals, save, and attach your result here. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're just going to pick a few of the petals. Okay, this is Photo 2 right here. We don't need to do all of them. You can select, say, 2 or 3 of them. We'll say at least 2 or 3. Okay, if you want to do the whole flower part right here, you can do that as well. But we're just going to get some practice again with the lasso tool, the polygon lasso. Here we go. I'm going to zoom in. I'm going to start with this guy right here. So I'm going to go to my lasso, polygon right there. And I'm going to zoom in quite a bit, okay? And I'll just start right about here. And I'm going to make little bitty lines. I'm clicking, start here, okay. Click, 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 click. All right, I'm just going to march all the way around this petal right here. And to get those curves, I'm just drawing little bitty lines and clicking along the way. And so I'm able to get whatever form or shape I want as I'm going through. Okay, and that comes up. Now this takes some practice. So if you are really just starting with editing, your selections are going to look maybe a little bit different than mine, and that's okay. So I'm not really looking for perfection here, but I do want these to be better selections than what we had before. All right, so I have that petal. I'm going to come over and do this petal right here. Okay, so now before I do that, I'm adding to this selection. If I start clicking without changing anything, it's going to erase my first selection and then try another. So I'm going to Control Z here, get rid of that. I want to keep that and add to that selection. You can see right here, a little double kind of combined box or rectangle thing right there. You can also use Shift. It tells you the shortcut. So I'm going to hold Shift down, which is going to jump over to that. See that? Okay. Or you could really just leave it here. Let's do that instead of Shift. So here we go. Just clicking small clicks to kind of get this selected. Here we go. This will take some practice. And I mentioned this to those that were in class yesterday, doing the first photo challenge or edit challenge there. You're probably going to get a little frustrated with this if you haven't done this before. And that's okay. That's what happens with editing. It doesn't always go the way you want it to, okay? And you just kind of have to roll with the punches on it. Control Z is your friend, undo, and start back over, right? So that's just kind of how it works. And I'm going to bring my little deal over here, and I'll do one more of these. I'm going to slide up, do something towards the top. I'll do this. I'm actually going to do this one and this one right here. Okay, so keep clicking here. Okay, and I'm going to do more of a combination. I'm just doing several little clicks as I'm going so I can get the shape that I want. And I'm going to do this one too. And here we go, almost done. And got the top half done. Here we go, just go ahead and get that, and then come back up here and connect all of this. All right, and I come back and double click. Oh, it already did it for me. Perfect. Great, so now zoom out. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 petals selected. And I want to change the color. So I'm going to go to Adjustment, And then I'm going to come down to temperature and tint. Let's do that. Slide that over. And let's go more to the blue side here on temperature and tint as well. Let's go maybe here, kind of like that. Yeah, let's keep it this way. There we go. Hit apply, and I've done part 4. Okay, so that one I need to save. So let's do that. File, save, and we'll call this one petals. Okay, so and save. It's downloading. And done. Okay, so we're almost done. Step 5. Use one of the lasso tools. So we're probably going to use Polygon. To get an accurate selection of the car in photo 3, we're going to cut it out and then paste it somewhere on photo 4. Alright, so this is kind of what's called compositing, where you're combining elements from different photos. Alright, so photo 3 is my car, and I still have my Polygon lasso tool open. And so I'm just going to zoom in, and I'll start, and I'm just tracing this guy out, clicking, go right here. I'm not really worrying about the shadows there because it's not really going to look right if I do the shadow. And take that, this can go a little bit longer here. Okay. So your straight lines you can make really, really long in the Polygon lasso, but I tend to do really small clicks so I have more control over what my selection looks like. Okay, and any curve or change in direction will look a little bit better if I use smaller lines. Okay, so I'm almost done here. Come on down. Oh, okay. We'll cover that in just a second. So I'm rushing a little bit. You can see that, right? But it's actually not too hard to fix. So we'll get that done in just a second. I'll come here, there, around, and connect it. So if you can tell, right, I didn't really do the greatest job up here. Now, it's going to look really obvious when I move this onto another photo. So instead of adding to my selection, I can take away or subtract. Okay, so I'm going to do this, and then just kind of click here and trace out what I need to go away. Come up here and double click, and that part went away. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit more. I can zoom in more if I want to. Okay, so to get detail, you're going to have to zoom in a little bit on these. There we go. All right, and we'll leave that the way it is. I might come over here and get this little notch here. If you're a perfectionist, you may to kind of fix that up a little bit more, but this is good for what we're trying to do. I have my car selected. I'm going to cut, which is Control X. And then I'm going to come over to photo 4. And right now it's sideways, so I need to rotate it. I'm going to go to Image, Rotation, Rotate to the right. There we go. And now I'm going to paste, Control V. There's my car. It's a little too big. Obviously, you're right, it's just kind of bigger than the actual little bridge here. So I'm going to click on my Arrange tool, and now I can resize it. So I'm going to resize it a little bit right here. That's good. I'm going to rotate it a little bit too. I want it to look like it's driving across on one of these. We'll say this one right here. Okay. Shrink it down a little bit more. Can get the scale the way I want it. All right. That looks somewhat believable, right? Now I'm going to do a little extra step. You can stop here and save it, but I'm going to put that shadow back. Now, not from the original photo, but I'm going to add a shadow. Go to Adjustment, and then come down to, sorry, let's see. Nope, not there. Filter. There we go. Drop shadow. And it didn't like that, so we'll ignore that for now. Let's go ahead and save it. File, and save. This one we will call Composite, or you can come up with another name if you like, because it's combining two photos. Save it. And done. So we have all three. I have stock, I have petals, I have composite, and those are the three edits that you need.
you'll attach those and turn those in. If you have any questions, make sure that you log in today. Remember that there was an announcement that went out about the tutorial times. We're not doing our normal Zoom sessions. So from 10, sorry, let me pull that up actually. So I'm going to go to the stream. And so there's a note here about the Zoom schedule, okay? I'm a CTE class, so 10:30 to 12 and 3 to 4:30, I'll have my office hours Zoom session open, and the link is right there. If you need help with this, that's what I'll be here for. Okay, otherwise I'll be doing some grading and trying to get a few things caught up here because progress reports are coming really soon. All right, hope you have a good rest of the day.